Are you thinking about buying a new or used car this year? Hi, I'm Kevin Hunter. After pouring thousands of hours of research into publishing my top-ranked video, 13 Car Buying Mistakes, I've recognized car buyers want more facts and more ideas on how to get a better car deal. So before I share my top 10 tips, I want you to promise yourself you're going to set aside some time to do this right. This video is only for the savvy car buyer. For those of you who want to take shortcuts, just skip watching this video and go out there and get taken advantage of by a car dealer. For those of you that appreciate a little education, let's move on. It is a well-known fact that educated buyers always get a more fair car deal. Those people who walk into a dealership and ask what they can get approved for are the people on the other side, and they repeatedly get ripped off because they're clueless. So here's my top 10 tips. Number 1, financing. If you're planning on financing your car, talk to your own bank or credit union and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Now, occasionally I've had people tell me, I've talked to a lot of different banks and none of them would pre-approve me. Baloney. Keep looking. There's all kinds of great financial institutions out there that would do exactly this. Here's why you want to do it. Your banker will tell you exactly how much car you can buy in order to meet your payment goals. Do you have any idea what your budget is and what payment fits into it? This takes the finance question out of your bargaining process later, and you'll be surprised how much money it saves you. If you're planning to pay cash, keep that our little secret until much later in the process. I'll let you know when. Number 2, your trade. If you have a car to trade in, write down all the details on it. The year, make, model, trim level, like what it has in it. Is it the top of the line, middle line, or a basic model? Then walk around your car, looking at both the interior and exterior. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what do you think it is? Be very honest with this assessment. Then call 3 dealers with the info. Most dealers will give you an over-the-phone appraisal, but some won't. Call a few so you have an average range. Then check to see what your car is selling for on the market, both by private party sellers and dealers. Dealer retail will always be the highest, private party sale is just below that, and trade values are lower still. If your dealer estimates are a lot lower than $2,000 to $2,500 below the private party prices you saw, you might think about selling the car yourself. If everything does seem in line, however, write down the trade value you're looking for. Be reasonable. You are going to add this trade value to the numbers you present on your car deal later. Number 3, narrow down your options. Have a clue what kind of vehicle you're looking for. Go online and check out prices. There is an abundance of information on the web for both new and used cars. What other makes and models are in the same class of vehicle you're looking for? What are they running? Write down the ranges you find because you'll need this information again when you present your own car deal later. Does the price range you're finding fit within the information that the banker gave you? If not, you may be biting off more than you can chew. Assuming that everything lines up, once you have a fair price range established and a rough idea of what kind of car you want, you're ready to spend a day of test driving. That brings us to step number 4, test driving day. Don't go out on this first day with the purpose of buying a car. You're learning more about the car that you might buy. So promise yourself you're not buying anything, and then keep that promise and just go out and drive several vehicles and see what you really like or don't like. Dealers have hundreds of cars on their lots for a reason. Test drive them. Take a notepad and paper and write down the dealers you visit, who you talk to at the dealers, the cars you looked at, and the pros and cons of each. When you get home later in the evening, if you took a spouse or significant other with you, discuss what your impressions were. Do not ruin your day by letting the salesman get you to sit down and look at the numbers before you leave. That's the most common trick in the book to start the sales process. Trust me when I say you're not ready. You should have a business card from every person you saw. It is common courtesy to visit the same person when you return to a given dealer, especially if they did a great job of helping you and respecting your process. Here's a big hint. Pick salespeople who focus on customer service, those people that you would refer your grandparents and your mom to go see, not the guys who are busy trying to push stuff down your throat. Number 5, talk to your insurance agent. The next morning, you're going to call your insurance agent and let them know that you're car shopping. Tell them what cars you like best and ask them to give you an insurance rate quote. Without this information, you haven't honestly considered your budget. I've known of cases where people bought a car only to go home and find out later that their insurance rates would either double or triple. You don't need these kinds of surprises. You're also going to ask your agent about an insurance policy called GAP. Get a quote on the cost. You're going to need that information later. Okay, now let's take a short break and recap. First of all, if you've done everything that I've suggested this far, you are light years ahead of most car buyers. You've sent a loud and clear message to any dealer or seller that you are nobody's fool. If you have a car picked out at this point, you are probably ready to make a trip back to the dealer you liked. A few details you need to know here. Make sure you have a driver's license with you, insurance information, a check or cash for a down payment if you're financing, or the right amount of money available if you intend to pay cash on the entire deal. Now again, if you are paying cash, you still keep that our little secret until the very end. Trust me, you don't say a word about it until you're in the finance office. Number 6, set an appointment for a mechanical inspection and possible car deal. Talk to the salesperson at the dealer you like. Tell him or her that you want an independent mechanic to look at the car you like. Any honest dealer will have no problem with this whatsoever. If they decline, you need to move on to another dealer immediately. Assuming that they're good with having it inspected, set an appointment with them. Drive the car you intend to trade to the dealer and take your car you intend to buy to your mechanic. If you don't have a specific mechanic, call another shop in advance and set up a time you can visit with one. Inspections aren't that expensive and well worth the peace of mind. If the car is brand new, you're welcome to skip this step. Here's what I want you to do before you pull out of the car lot to go see your own mechanic. Ask the salesman to have their used car manager look at your trade and come up with an estimated value. Don't be a part of that appraisal process. You already know what shape your car is in, and they'll try to use you to degrade your own vehicle. You want them to have their trade appraisal done before you get back. Number 7, presenting your car deal. Yes, I said your car deal. Assuming the car passes inspection, you're ready to roll. You should have a price range written down on the car you're looking at, an appraisal amount for your trade already figured out and written down, and all of that should be with you. This is your car deal. Inspect the vehicle you intended to buy one more time just to make sure everything's okay. Make sure you are completely satisfied that everything is good, and then ask to sit down with your salesman. Put your deal on the table, the one that has the sale price you're willing to pay and the trade value you're expecting on the car you're trading in. Don't waste any of your time going through lengthy explanations of how their process works and what they want to follow. You aren't here to negotiate or quibble. You've already done your homework. Tell them they have 15 minutes to drop the deal that you've written up. If they come back playing games, it's really simple. Thank them for their time, get up, and walk out the door. Unfortunately, you'll have to restart a few of the steps of your process elsewhere, but you're well on your way to getting the right deal for you. Number 8, assuming everything worked out fine, ask to sit down with the finance man. Before this time, you should have given every indication that you are going to finance with the dealer. Now you should be sitting in the finance office and you're going to tell them you're either paying cash and get ready to write a check, or tell them that you're already pre-approved at your own bank or credit union. Believe me, you have just dropped the bomb on the finance man. The negotiation phase on car price and trade went easy for you because they thought this shark sitting across the table from you was going to empty your pockets. They were counting on a healthy dose of what they call back-end profits, a phrase well known in the car business. Lucky for you, that's not going to happen. Step number 9, be aware that you are still being sold. After your short little discussion with the finance man, he may have told you to take a seat out in the lobby while he got your paperwork done. This process actually only takes a few minutes, but the more time that goes by as you wait, the more game playing that they're doing in that office. From document fees, delivery fees, gap policies, window edge theft protection, insurance policies, extended warranties, etc., the list goes on and on. They're just trying to pack your deal with stuff they call products. Most or all of it you're going to want to say no to. They may also send you to see a delivery coordinator, which is actually an accessory salesperson. They just want to see if you're willing to bite on floor mats, splash guards, paint sealer, fabric protection, stuff like that. They're going to tell you, you don't want to take your new baby off the lot and not make sure it's going to stay crystal clean, do you? I've known of cases where people spent $13,000 while they're waiting for their paperwork to get done, and I'm sure there's a lot bigger numbers out there than that. Number 10, signing the deal. Hopefully you survived the gauntlet I already described. You now have round 2 in the finance office, and you need to review the documents with a fine-tooth comb. Hopefully you didn't decide to go this alone, and you have either a spouse, a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend with you, and then ask the finance person to step out of the office while you read through the fine print. Is your document fee higher than $75? If it is, refuse to pay it. Is there anything more on your contract than just tax, title, license transfer, sale price, trade, and cash down payment? And don't forget to watch out for gap insurance. It's the favorite thing dealers like to add to documentation, and it ranges anywhere from $400 to $1,000. Remember when I said talk to your insurance agent about this beforehand? You should know at this stage that you could buy this policy for as little as $30 a year from your own agent. The other thing to watch out for is theft protection. It ranges anywhere from $299 to $899. It is nothing more than a window etch product that is a bogus theft protection program. And then check to see if there's things like delivery fees, extended warranties, etc. Make a mark or draw a line through anything that doesn't make sense. When you've done this review, invite the finance person back in. Get everything fixed that wasn't right, and sign yourself into that new dream car you did all this work for. Here's a little bonus I'm going to give to all the people who failed to do this right. If you got ripped off with all the nonsense I just talked about in steps 9 and 10, here's the good news. You can get all that stuff canceled. People always think that once they sign the car deal, they're stuck with everything that's in it. No, no, and no. It doesn't matter if it's hours, days, weeks, months, or even a year or two later. You can still cancel stuff that was sold to you during the car deal. I'm not talking about sale price or the trade value. I'm talking about everything else that's in the car contract is negotiable or can be canceled well after the car deal. The other really good news is that if they took advantage of you on interest rate and you think you paid a higher interest rate than you should have, you can refinance your car deal at any bank or credit union without any additional cost to you. I've known of many cases where people refinance their car after buying it at the dealer and save themselves many dollars, sometimes even $100 or $200 a month on a car payment. It's not unrealistic to have that happen. Thanks for watching my top 10 tips and getting the most fair car deal for you. I also have other videos out there on the web on cheaper car insurance and a highly popular video titled The 13 Car Buying Mistakes, which has more details on some of the things I elaborated on here. If you like what we shared here, give us a like on the video, leave a comment, and please subscribe to the channel. Again, I'm Kevin Hunter. Thanks for watching.